Hey, welcome back, my friends. We're still working on Lesson 19. This is the second day of Lesson 19. I'm going to remind you that you need to have your place value mapped along with your value discs, again, just as we did on the first part of this lesson, ready to go so that you can start solving these problems. Remember, you should be using your place value discs and your place value chart along with vertical form to solve the problems the same way we did yesterday. So I'm just going to clear that off, and we are going to start with 171 plus 23. Remember that you are going to set this up in vertical form, but that you should be using your place value discs and your place value map to solve both of these problems. So you're solving this one and this one, and remembering to relate the place value disc to the vertical form. So anything you do on the place value disc, place value mat, you need to transfer over to your vertical form. All right, so that's true on both of those problems. Then you have two word problems. 38 fewer girls attended summer camp than boys. 79 girls attended, and you're going to be using cubes and read, draw, and write on this problem. And you can always change this word form into number form. Makes it a little bit easier. Don't forget what you're doing, and you have two questions to answer. The first question is, how many boys attended summer camp? And your second question is, how many children attended summer camp? So you have 4 problems to do. Once you've done those 4 problems and you have checked back with me to see how you did on that, then of course you may move on to your exit ticket for today, which again you're going to be using the vertical form, your place value chart, and your place value discs, bundling a 10 or 100 as needed. So that was what you'll be doing today. Please do not send your exit ticket to your teacher until you have, of course, checked your answers on your place on this page 116 to make sure that you're feeling comfortable before you send the exit ticket. All right, so you're going to pause the video, work these problems, and then we'll come back together to check to see how you did. All right, pause the video. All right, let us continue. So we have written 177 plus 23 in vertical form, and I'm going to at least work this first one with you on the place value chart. So I need to start by representing both of my add-ins, and I have 1 100, 7 10s. Let's get that counted out. So there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So far I have 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 171, 172, 173, 174, 175, 176, 177. So I have my first add-in all represented on my place value chart. This was the method we used the last time when we did the first day of lesson 19, and we're doing that same thing on lesson 19, day 2. So now in my, there it is right up there. Up there I have my second add-in, which is 23. So I'm going to go 10 and 20, 21, 22, and 23. There we go. Now what I would like to have, what I need to think about as I'm getting ready to relate what I've done here on my value placemat with my vertical form, I'm going to see if I can compose a 10. I'm going to move these pieces up here and see if it's possible that I can compose a 10. Wow, that's pretty straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can bundle these 10 ones, or I can group these 10 ones together and compose a 10, and I am going to take that 10 that I just composed and put it down below. So whatever I did on my place value chart, I need to also do up in my vertical form, and I brought 110 down below, and that leaves me with 0 tens. All right, 3 ones plus 3 ones is really 10 tens, which I have exchanged or bundled for a new 10. Now that I am finished in my ones, I'm going to see if I can bundle or compose a 100. So let's move these pieces and let's see. Oh my goodness, I can compose 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So I'm going to bundle or compose these 10 tens, and I am going to do an exchange for another 100. And here it is right there. That leaves me with 0 tens. So I am going to record that up in my tens. So I have 0 ones and 0 tens. Now I'm going to look at my hundreds place and see how many hundreds I have. So I've got, oh, let's see here. I almost forgot. I need to compose or put that 100 that I took down here when I composed that 100 and represent it in my vertical model. I almost forgot to do that, which would have made my answer very incorrect. So now I have 1 100 plus 1 100 gives me 1 2 100s. So my solution is 200. Make sure whatever you do on the place value chart, you also do in your vertical model. All right, let's take a look at the second problem. We're going to do the same thing, 146, and I'm adding that to 54. And I'm going to make sure whatever I do on my place value chart that I also do on my vertical model up above. All right, so I'm going to represent 146. There's 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, and 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. There's my first add-in that I am representing. So I have 146 representing this add-in. And now I need to represent my second add-in with 54. So let's count that one. 5, 10, 15, no, so I'm counting by fives. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and I need 4 ones, 51, 52, 53, 54. So I have now represented both of my add-ins, 146 and 54. My first question is, can I compose a new, or can I compose a 10? It's not necessarily new because I'm not doing anything more than bundling and exchanging. So I'm going to move my little discs around to see if I can compose a new 10. And it looks to me like without too much trouble, I absolutely can compose a 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bundle these 10 ones together and compose a new 10 for my tens column. So these are going, and I'm going to put this 10 down below. So whatever I do on my place value chart, I also have to do on my vertical form. So here's my 10 down below here, here's my 10 below down here. And how many ones did I have left over after I composed a 10? Well, if you said 0, you are exactly correct. So now what I'd like to do is I'm going to see if I can now compose 100 with the 10s that I have here. I'm going to take this 10 and put it up here and push these guys up, and I can see that indeed I can compose a 100 out of these 10 10s. So I'm going to bundle these 10 10s together. Here we go. Bundling them up and doing an exchange for a group. Oh, they're kind of being a little bit weird today. There we go. I can pick them up better that way. And I'm going to put 100 down below, just like this. So I know that because I put 100 down below here on my place value chart, I need to put 100 down below in my hundreds place on my vertical form. How many 10s did that leave me when I composed that 10 and bundled them into a 100ths place value disc. If you said 0, you are exactly correct. So now I have 100 that was there originally and the one that came down below after I composed 100. So that's 100 plus another 100 gives me 200. Wow, both of those are exactly the same answer but with different numbers. All right, so continuing on, I am going to now help you see how well you solved your word problem. Hopefully you remember to use cubes and read, write, and draw. I exchanged the word form 38 for the standard form 38. 38 fewer girls attended summer camp than boys. 79 girls attended camp. My question that I'm being asked first is how many boys attended summer camp? Well, let's see, what did I know? I know that there were 79 girls who attended camp, but there were 38 fewer girls than there were boys. This would be a part, and this would be a part, because I am looking for the total number of boys. That was my big question. How many boys attended camp? Well, if I started off with my number sentence, 79 plus 38 equals the unknown, 79 girls, or 79 girls, but there were 38 fewer of them than there were boys. So I know my boys is going to have to be a larger number. So I set this up in vertical form, and of course I did all the steps on my place value chart. I hope you did as well. So when I added 9 ones and 8 ones, I got 17 ones, which tells me that I had enough to be able to compose a 10, which I put down below. That left me with 7 ones. Then I come to my 10s, and I'm going to see if I can compose a 10 again. 7 10s and 3 10s is 10 10s. Uh-oh, there's one right there. Plus the 1 10 that I exchanged and bundled that's now in my 10s. So now I have 11 10s. I know that I can exchange that 11 10s because now I can compose 100 as well, which leaves me with 1 10 and my composed 100 over in my hundreds column. When I add all of that together, I'm going to get 117. So that tells me that there are 117 boys at the camp, which is what your unknown was, and there are 117 boys at the camp. Question number 2 says, how many children attended the summer camp? That's what I'm trying to find out. It is my unknown. One of my parts is the boys, and one of my parts is the girls. I know that the girls were 79, and I just found out that the boys were 117. So using the information from this word problem will help me tell the total number of kids at the camp. Again, setting this up in a vertical form and using my place value chart to help me figure this out. 7 ones plus 9 ones is 16 ones. I know that I am going to be able to compose a 10, which I'm showing down below, and that leaves me with 6 ones. 7 10s plus 1 10 is 8 10s, plus 1 more 10 gives me 9 10s, and I cannot compose another group of 100 because I only have 9 10s. So that means I'm not putting anything down below, but I did have 100 to begin with, plus 0 in this place value gives me 100, for a total of 196 children at the summer camp. Okay, once you have completed this, I'm hoping you had a good experience with those word problems. Then you need to continue on, and your job will now be to solve problem 1 and problem 2 using, of course, vertical form, your place value chart, and your place value discs. Showing all of your work in your vertical form. Make sure that you change that to vertical form, and we should be able to see all of your steps if you were able to bundle a 10 or 100. All right, so have a great day of learning, and send your exit ticket to your teacher. Bye-bye for now.